have to tell you, Diesel, I got into a very lucrative, engaging hobby. Do you want to guess what I did?
I don't want to say gamble.
No, it's actually quite fruitful. I started breeding Flemish giant rabbits.
For Easter? And do they lay eggs like Easter?
They don't lay eggs, they come out of eggs. Is that what you're asking?
How big are they?
They don't lay down, they hop. They're bunnies. How big are they? Okay, folks, if you have not heard of a Flemish giant, the second word in their title should tell you all that you need to know. Flemish is actually Lebanese for extreme, and giant is English for, well, huge. So these rabbits weigh up to 300 pounds, and I'm sorry, you're not going to believe this, so I'm sorry, but that's mostly muscle. That's mostly muscle, and they're big, mean
I'm gonna
rabbits.
take that one home with me.
You want to buy one?
No, the info.
You're going to take that home and sell it?
I'll take that little fact and put it in my pocket.
Put that up your pipe and smoke it.
Can I just say very quickly that I don't know what it says about me or the way I housekeep or take care of my home, but my backyard is always loaded with those brown rabbits.
Oh, that means you have a healthy yard. It means you got grubs. It means you got a lot of grubs in your yard.
Yeah, as I said, I don't know what it says about my housekeeping, but it is amazing to watch. It's almost, you can't even see the grass. It's just back to back bunnies, and I don't know if they're alive, living, or if they are just packed to their shoulders trying to eat whatever's in my yard, but then again, I leave them alone.
Well, I got something
because I like watching them in the morning.
I've got something that'll cure all your ails, Diesel, because this rabbit...
Which ails?
The rabbits. Well, the little brown rabbits.
I said I liked it.
Well, I got something you'll like better. A Flemish giant to kill them all. And I'll sell it to you for better. I'll sell it to you for $50 a month.
Oh, it's a monthly. Is it payment installment or just a subscription?
It's a subscription, and there's an insurance. I can add you for $5 a month on top of that.
Is there any strings attached? Is it can I cancel whenever, or how does the contract?
The only string attached is the harness that you pay $15 extra a month to lease.
Because I do not. That is definitely a string attached. I do not read the fine print. So,
well, I'll just be upfront with you. It's $70 a month, and if you want two, we'll do double for $140 for 2 Flemish giants. Folks, these are gigantic rabbits that I raise myself, and I don't feed them very often, which makes them very hungry, and they're ready to eat. So if you want, and I've been binkied, I've been kicked, I've been hopped on, I've been nibbled on. They think my arms are carrots. That's how big they are. So folks, don't worry. These Flemish giants will eat the things that are lesser than them.
What do I need to do to get ready for them? To get my yard ready for 2 enormous rabbits.
You just gotta get a lawn chair, sit down in it, put your feet up, and relax and just watch the show. And just maybe get a mop, because it's your green grass is going to be your green grass is going to be seeping dark maroon with black blood.
Is there any extra charges for cleanup?
We don't do cleanup, but I can get some algae. Well, I do have some algae eaters, and they're basically snails, which are said to eat algae. Do you think that'd be something you'd like?
Yes, it would. Algae.
They're very tiny. They're very tiny.
My grass is pretty much algae because of all the morning dew.
Exactly. You know a lot about this stuff.
So my green grass will turn bright red with blood.
And it'll be slimy like algae. And for those who are listening, algae is underwater grass. And so grass is exactly the same as algae. So a snail who eats algae should do the trick. I've never tried it, but it'll do the trick, and that'll be $9.99 a month.
What about green paint? That's my little hack.
I don't sell paint, but you can do that.
Can I paint the lawn?
That should work.
Can I paint the bunnies? Oh, Lammagin.
Yes.
When they get loose, I'm gonna just blast paint out of pretty much a cannon all over the bunnies, so there is a green lump.
Green carcasses.
Is there any extra charges for the damage to the coat?
Well, I could dye it for you professionally, and it would be a cheap charge of $19.99, and we can make it green, blue, or yellow.
Where does that put me? So if I do
what did you want? The 2 rabbits?
I want the 2 rabbits, and I want the harness.
We're pushing $200 a month now, but
we'll break that down. So it's 2 rabbits.
And you want them both? You want them both green? Yellow is a very popular rabbit color.
I will get both green.
Okay? I was gonna say you don't want peas and corn.
No.
You can name 1 peas and 1 corn. Peas.
I want to name them both peas.
Peas the rabbit.
They'll both be named Peas, Lammagin. So I got two of these big bunnies and 2 harnesses, and there's an extra charge for dyeing them green each,
and a harness and insurance, and the snails. But Diesel,
the algae snails.
If you only buy the 2 rabbits, I got 3 right now. The yellow one, I gotta take him to the shelter. He's gonna get shot. Gonna get put down. You sure you don't want to take him?
Why does the shelter have to shoot him?
You don't want to take sweet corn?
We should sell it to a caller on here. We've got one more. We've got our big bunny for sale.
We're selling a 300-pound yellow rabbit named Corn. And I'll give it to you 15% off if you tell me that you're listening to our show. So, folks, we are selling a Flemish giant. It is a yellow rabbit named Corn. It's 300 pounds. And if we don't, and I'll give you 15% off if you call on the air and talk about what you need it for.
It is a subscription.
It's a subscription-based service.
It's not rent to own. It's not making payments. It is you are getting this for as long as you make the payment.
And there is some liability here. If there is so much as a hair missing from this Flemish giant, I will not only will I make sure I have your personal information and rip your life apart because I will find out your social security number, but I will kill you. I've never said that on the air, but I will find you and I will shoot you in the heart. Not the head, the heart, so I can look at you and tell you as the life fades from your eyes, this is because you violated my Flemish giant. And that'll be the last thing you hear as you fall into hell.
You know what I would do? I would put the bunny. Still, the bunny's fine, except for maybe there might be some damage, and that's why you're killing the customer. You put the bunny on the customer's chest, and you shoot the customer through the bunny, so the bunny dies, but the customer has to watch the bunny die while they die.
And I think the customer will be very hurt seeing the bunny die. That's very wise, Gill.
Well, actions have consequences.
That is very wise.
And that's what we try to teach everybody in the war. And when my father was in Vietnam War, and your father was also, he served as well. And we all know how that ended.
We all know how it ended. We're here. And ladies and gentlemen, I have never harmed an animal, but if you so much as poke my Flemish giant, I will shoot the Flemish giant through the head, through you. Through you.
There's not a lot of kills that happen that way, or at least should I say, is it an assassination or just a murder? But when you stack something against something else and shoot through the something.
I think it's sort of like a military execution.
And again, I'm wondering about the bunnies because of how simply muscular they are that you say that the bullet might just get trapped in their hide.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask, can you make them into sausage? And I was going to say, no, the meat's too gamey. But yes, that's a very good question. Their
I
hide is
guess
so thick.
you wouldn't use just a pistol. You would use a
We'd
specialized
have a
gun.
fully automatic. Yeah, we'd have to really drive it home. Yeah, and I think I might even use what do you call it? A javelin.
At first, it sounded like a torturous, slow death to the heart, but now you're shooting
it will be slow.
A machine gun through.
I hope to God I die by machine gun. Quickest way out. Spray me. Just spray me. We have a question. We got this through a fax, and he asked 3 times. How big are... Heck, you want to read this, Diesel?
So, how big are Flemish giant poops?
Flemish giant is a type of rabbit that we have for sale, and maybe this could be a prospective buyer, and he wants to know this. So I'll tell you. It's big. It's big. Maybe the size of a sumo wrestler's.
Well, if you look on the internet, you're going to find different results as we're getting faxes are just spilling in with different information that is also false.
It's about the size of a pellet is about the size of something a sumo wrestler would make.
These are monsters you're talking about, Lammagin, if that's true. Because that's not true. It's just stupid.
They're big.
Poop the size of a sumo wrestler.
No, that is not the size of a sumo wrestler, but the size of something a sumo wrestler would make come out of his butt. I have bred my very own line, strain, if you will, of enormously muscular 300-pound Flemish giant Easter rabbits. They will kill varmint, they will kill vermin, they will kill anything in their path if you so let them, and if you so pay the monthly subscription fee, which, if you read the fine print, includes a harness, includes complimentary bunny ears, which is an extra $4.99. It includes high risk insurance liability, so it's all on you if something bad happens. And essentially, I need these bunnies back when you're done. So put them to good use. Let me know what you need them for. We actually only have one. His name's Corn, and he's bright yellow, just in time for Easter. Sweet corn. His name's Corn, not sweet corn. It's just corn. He's just a very sweet bunny when he... Okay, caller, you're on the air. I'm Landon Lammagin. This is Diesel. What can we do you for? Hopefully some rabbits.
Oh, hey there. How's it going now?
Good. Would you like to buy a rabbit?
Oh, you're selling them?
We're renting them. And when I say buy, you have to listen very carefully, because when I'm selling, when I say buy, you're buying a license. You're not buying the rabbit. You're buying a license to use the rabbit. Now, would you like, do I have to speak clearly to you? Would you like to buy a license to a rabbit on a monthly basis?
You know, I'm calling to tell you that I'm an authority on this sort of business. And I know for a fact that the first time you didn't, I know for a darn fact that you didn't say buy a license for a rabbit. You said buy a rabbit.
Yeah, you have to read between the lines. That's what happens.
You know, I haven't been. I'm gonna be right frank with you. I haven't been listening to the damn radio all night. But I sure did tune in just quick enough to see you on the internet, and I saw the phone number you posted. I thought I'd give you a call.
Oh, you probably saw the live feed that I've always got going at my house. So what I gotta ask is, are you interested in buying a license for my yellow rabbit named Corn?
Corn?
Named Corn.
Did you say corn?
C-O-R-N, corn. Yes.
Well, you know, I don't. You know, I'm gonna have. Well, how much are you selling that rabbit for? Please tell me.
It's complicated. A little under $200 a month. A little under $200 a month. Are you interested? How deep are your pockets?
I forgot where. Well, is it a layaway situation? Eventually, do I get to own the rabbit?
No, we made it quite clear earlier in the show that this is not rent to own. This is not rent to own. That's like saying, can I pay for Netflix every month, and at the end of the year I own Netflix?
Okay, now.
Yes.
Hey, I don't want to be talked to like that.
Well, that's what I do. I talk to everyone like that, even my own grandmother.
I'll just keep an open mind. Go ahead and tell me what you're going to say. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No. You're actually very kind. Would you like to do it?
I'd consider it. But is this the going rate for Netflix, a little under 200, or can I get it cheaper on a different? Can I get Netflix a little cheaper somewhere else?
Well, you're being honest with me. You're being right frank with me, and I'm going to tell you right frank back. I don't know what Netflix is.
Well, you got me there. You had a whole analogy going. You didn't know Dart. You didn't. Are you allowed to swear on the radio? Is this an unscreened, uncensored,
You can swear.
You can swear, but we can only say the Bible words.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that's a friggin' good deal, and I would sure consider buying a license to rent corn. As long as it comes with that Netflix description, I think I'd be willing to. I think I'd be willing to give it a shot.
It's like Chipotle, but rabbits.
Tell him what happens if he returns the rabbit in bad condition.
Well, you don't got to worry. Hey, listen. I just want. Hey, you don't got to worry about that. You don't even got to tell me because I just want you to know it's not even in the cards. So just don't even worry about it.
Okay.
Aren't you a little bit curious to hear?
I'll just tell you this. If you hurt my rabbit, if you so much as touch my rabbit in a way that he dislikes, you will be put down by me after watching me put down the rabbit.
Well, that's just so. Even if I have some sort of attachment to the rabbit, at that point, it's a double whammy.
Hold on, slow down there, Bucko. Have you ever met a rabbit? They're like insects. They don't even look at you. They're just hopping and eating. They're insects. They're like crawdaddies.
Hey, you. Well, hey, you. I have half a mind to tell you something. I think rabbits, they know a whole lot more than you're giving them credit for, but I'll tell you what. They sure do have that bad habit that if you put food in front of them, they're eating it. And they're not stopping. So, you can blow them up right quick. But I'm telling you right now, I already know all the tricks. I already know the tricks and secrets, and I just know it all. So
you'd really put this rabbit to work.
Well, I'm gonna keep. I'm hoping to make a little bit of a resort for the poor fella. Actually, it sounds like maybe you've been working him a little too hard, and I don't mean that.
I keep him hungry.
Keep him hungry now. Keep him hungry.
I keep him hungry. You can feed him a turkey dinner for all I care, but if he gets a bellyache, I swear to God, I'll blow you up after blowing his guts up on your face.
The resort idea is so interesting because it's such a contrast to what the other two rabbits who I am subscribing to are going to be like at my house.
It's quite comical because, Diesel, you're putting them to work like almost like your servants, your hunters, killers, and...
Well, what are they going to be doing? Tell me.
They're going to be killing littler rabbits.
Yeah, because in my backyard, you can't even see the grass because you're just shoulder to shoulder with those brown rabbits that you see all the time in the metro parks. They're just shoulder to shoulder brown rabbits.
I don't like you assuming I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I haven't been to the damn metro parks. I'm pretty new to this.
Yeah, you sound like you're straight out of Dallas. It sounds truly authentic. I gotta add that when you say that you're going to give this rabbit a resort, do you think it's too cruel? And Diesel, feel free to chime in. Do you think it's too cruel to draw the line at a bellyache? Do you think that's worthy of the death penalty? If the rabbit gets a bellyache?
Let me tell you what I think about a diesel-fueled engine about that. All right? When I hear you talking about putting these rabbits to work, I have two main thoughts. All right? And one of them is that I don't think that's the first thing I have to say is I don't think that's the best use of your time because rabbits are inefficient at best. But if you do manage to train these rabbits to kill, I think you should consider maybe training these rabbits to capture. And pretty soon you'll have a whole living room full of rabbits, and they're all going to be working for you.
So I like
numbers.
You want them to
punching numbers.
I'm talking about
math.
A pyramid scheme here. I think you could get more rabbits in on this grind. I think you get them to train each other. It's going to be easy.
Can I just brainstorm something adding to that? If you put all those little brown rabbits in my backyard, not the big rabbits, all the little brown ones, and you put them in a room with a bunch of keyboards, do you think they would eventually type a book?
they would type the book of John from the Bible about Pontius Pilate, and that's going to wrap it up. But let me just
let this caller hear one more little message.
I gotta tell the caller something very quickly. I gotta tell him something
You know, I don't
quickly.
even feel like
You
I'm
said
in the
some.
conversation. I feel like I'm just around the conversation right now. What is it you got to ask me?
Well, I was just gonna say, you mentioned teaching rabbits a skill, and my friend, I've got to tell you, a Flemish giant rabbit is more along the lines of a cannonball. It's like you can't just throw a cannonball, shoot a cannonball out of a cannon, and expect the cannonball to learn math on its way out. It's a killer. It's a killer rabbit. So, go ahead. You want to
rent corn, and he's a killer rabbit.
I wish you the best. We're gonna have to wrap it up here. Is he still on the line, Diesel?
He is, but I muted him, so he has to listen.
He has to listen. Have a good night, sir, and I hope you get the Pontius Pilate punch to the gut, Buster.